welcome back to Learn Oikonomia. Having discussed the borrowing aspects, in this video we are going to look into the borrowing and smoothing of consumption by linking the present consumption and future consumption. For that, we have to understand the aspect which is discount rate. A percent discount rate, here we would be indicating the discount rate as rho. This is a measure of a person's impatience, how much she values an extra unit of consumption now over an extra unit of consumption later. This is known as the slope of indifference curve between consumption now and consumption later minus 1. Okay, here we are continuing with the example of Julia, and her discount rate actually depends upon two factors. First of all, her desire to smooth consumption, which is affected by the situation she is in. That is the current distribution of consumption now and later should be considered here. And the second factor is her pure impatience as a person, which is sometimes referred as a subjective discount rate because this is based on some of the psychological factors. So some subjective factors, psychological factors. As in the case of several other examples of feasible set and indifference curve, which we have already covered in the previous video, the case of feasible set. Here Julia wishes to get the highest possible indifference curve, but this is limited by her feasible frontier. Okay, so everyone wishes to attain the highest possible indifference curve because we know that as we go more and more, I mean as we go up and up, we'll be getting more satisfaction because that shows that more consumption can be happening. So everybody would be wishing to attain the highest possible indifference curve, but this is constrained or restricted by our income. So this is what happens when we have to make an analysis based on the indifference curve budget line analysis. So we have to understand the feasible frontier. This is something which we have already understood in the previous video, which discussed about the borrowing and aspects. So I will be providing the link of that particular video in the description box, so that you can go through that video and have an understanding regarding the same, and then you can come back and watch this video so that you will be able to understand this video much more better. Okay. So here the highest feasible indifference curve when the interest rate is 10%, this would be the one which is tangent to the feasible frontier, which is indicated by point E here. Okay, and here the person, I mean Julia, she chooses to borrow and consume $58, and she would be repaying $64 later, leaving her $36 to consume later. That here we are assuming that we are comparing everything in terms of ₹100, and also we are assuming that the interest rate is 10%. We know that at this particular point of tangency, the slope of indifference curve is equal to the slope of feasible frontier. We define a person's discount rate, which is rho, as a slope of indifference curve minus 1. This is a measure of how much Julia values an extra unit of consumption now relative to an extra unit of consumption later. If you take the case of an example, here just assume that the discount rate, which is rho, is equal to 50% point A, because an extra unit of consumption today was worth 1.5 extra units later. This means that Julia borrows just enough so that the slope of indifference curve and the slope of feasible frontier would be equal. Here the marginal rate of substitution and marginal rate of transformation is equal to 1 plus rho plus 1 plus r. Here both would MRS is equal to MRT. That means that 1 plus rho is equal to 1 plus r. If we subtract 1 from both the sides of the equation, we can see that discount rate is equal to your interest rate. Her discount rate, which is rho, which depend on both her desire to smooth consumption and her degree of pure impatience. Julia will choose consumption when the interest rate is 10% and when it is 78%. So that's all. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos, and I welcome you to my Telegram group and Telegram channel. I'll be providing the link of the same in the description box. You can be a member of both the Telegram group and Telegram channel. I'll be providing the link of the same in the description box. So now there are many people who are discussing their doubts, who are clearing their doubts by using this as a platform. So please be there so that you can clear your doubts. That's all. Thank you for watching.